What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of our new show, The Way In. I'm ChanManV, and of course, this is Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson, world champion flyweight, or world flyweight champion for UFC, right? How you doing today, Demetrious?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me
Oh,
again, man.
oh,
Thanks to
oh!
all you people who showed up.
Wait, one sec. This is like total, total. I'm telling you, man, our first episode is always the greatest. How you doing, Demetrius? Sorry about that.
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be alive, and I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to break down some fights today.
Yeah, so everybody that's tuning in, that are used to your channel, they're probably wondering, what the heck is this, in case they didn't see what was going on Twitter today. But yeah, we're starting a new show. It's going to be all about MMA, UFC, just fighting. Of course, we have to do something gaming related, right? It's Twitch. So we'll be playing some UFC too. We'll be simming some of the fights that we'll be analyzing and making predictions on. So expect a lot of that, and we'll do some Q&A at the end of the show too. So you can send your questions to either my Twitter or Demetrius's Twitter, which is at ChanManV, and at Demetrius, yours is
Mighty Mouse
Mighty Mouse.
UFC.
Mighty Mouse UFC. Yeah. So tweet there. We'll get the questions at the end of the show, and then you guys can participate in our first episode. But why don't we kick off by just seeing how you're doing, buddy? Like, you're getting ready for a huge fight next week at UFC 197. Going to be fighting Kajudo. So how's training going?
Training's going good. Taking on Henry Cejudo at UFC 197. Co-main event behind the greatest of all time in
Yeah.
people's eyes, John Jones, taking on
Yeah.
OSP. But I'm feeling good, man. Ready to go out there and take care of business. And like I tell the Money Squad every day, we're going to go out and do our best.
All right. That's good. That's definitely good. Definitely looking forward to seeing it, and it's cool that you'll be headlining. You are official headline now, right?
No.
They're
I'm
still
not
they're
saying
still
that.
doing John like as headline. Okay.
Yes, it's Jones and
Yeah.
OSP were headline. They got to keep John Bones Jones as the headliner.
Of
The man's
course.
been out of the game for a while, so they keep that man in there.
Man, you should be headliner, man. I don't know what's going on there, but it's all good though. At least you're gonna be one of the highlights for sure. Can't wait to see that, and can't wait to talk about our next show. We'll celebrate your win, right?
That'll be good shit. That'll be good shit.
Definitely be good. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight, guys, we're going to be covering UFC Fight Night Tampa, or some people refer to it as UFC on Fox 19. I guess you can go by either way. It's one of the free ones that you can get to check out on Fox. And originally we were going to talk about Khabib and Ferguson fighting each other, but obviously that didn't work out because Ferguson got hurt. Typical, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah. Someone's always getting hurt, man. But at the
right.
end of the day, I don't want to say he got hurt. I want to say he got sick. You know, it's one of the things that happens in the sport of mixed martial arts. We drive us athletes drive our bodies so hard into the ground. You know, and we catch minor colds, and with that, it's unfortunate. His lungs have fluid in it, and
Yeah.
now he went to a hospital. So I want to call him injured, but obviously he's not going to be able to make it to the date with Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and I know he's usually a super tough. I mean, you fighters are just generally really tough, and usually are able to kind of work through any kind of minor injuries. So this must be pretty bad. When he's got fluid in his lungs and all that good stuff. Also, we were supposed to talk about Majida and Hendo too, and that recently also got canceled because good old Majida was tested positive for some banned substances. So yeah, we're gonna have to forego that one too. Hopefully that won't happen at a later date. Actually, I think Hendo is gonna get a different opponent for the next event, I believe. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't remember I didn't see who he's fighting. It's supposed to be, darn it. I think I saw, but
They
the name.
decided already? I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, he's fighting UFC 189 actually. UFC 189. Forgot who the name is, but they're already getting him
198.
a fight in Machida. It sucks that he took a banned substance. From what I hear on the internet, that I guess he said he came out and admittedly said that he took the banned substance instead of USADA. I mean, I don't know the whole logistics of it, but from what I'm hearing is that I heard he came out and said, "Hey, I took this, or whatever." But
Okay.
who knows? Oh, he's fighting Hector Lombard. Hector Lombard.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
Dana's fight. So that should be an interesting fight.
Yeah. That should be a good one. All right, so we're gonna cover 4 fights. We're gonna do the Namajunas Torres fight. We're gonna do Dodson and Kambirian, Swanson Diaz, and then Teixeira Evans, of course, which is gonna be
Yep.
pretty awesome. But why don't we start with the females? Let's start with the girls. so Namajunas and Torres. So these two, they fought in the past. It was kind of a while back, and just kind of looking back at the fight, they were much different fighters back then. They were, I mean, I'm just kind of even looking at it. And I was like reviewing it earlier or yesterday, and they're just smaller. I mean, it was quite some time ago. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up this time around. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. We got Thug Rose taking on Tisha Torres. Number third and number fourth ranked female fighters in the world, 115 pounds, which is the kingpin up there is Joanna Jacek.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? It's going to be an interesting fight. I believe Tisha Torres has a win over Thug Rose.
She did.
So it's going to be an interesting matchup. I like Thug Rose in her. The one thing that I said that hurt Thug, in my personal opinion, was her mental. She was always mental. She'd go out there, she'd fight out of emotion. Sometimes that's good for fighters, and sometimes it isn't. But I really liked what Thug Rose showed the last time she fought Paige Van Zandt.
She beat her up, man.
Yeah, big time.
She beat her up good.
And finished her, too, if I might be wrong. I think she finished her.
Yeah, I think she did finish her. Yeah, I mean, but Paige fought, like, she hung in there as long as she could.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she. I mean, it wasn't even close, and it was funny. I think the Paige was actually favored. I couldn't even believe that. I was like, wow, that's crazy. But,
it happens.
Yeah. Just no love for Rose, but.
And with Tisha Torres, her coming out the Ultimate Fighter show, she didn't win it, but she competed very well, and she's undefeated, 7-0. That's pretty hard to do in mixed martial arts nowadays.
Yeah.
With her, she's going to be short, stocky, nice combinations, has a great wrestling background. And I think for her to win the fight, I think she's got to put the pace on Thug, get her down to the ground, pass her guard, make her work. Basically manhandle Thug Rose just like Carla Esparza did. That's how I think Tisha Torres gets the fights done.
All right, so let's just do a quick analysis because we got a nice overlay with analysis and we can make our predictions here. So let's start off. Here we go. So striking, who do you think's got the advantage in striking here?
There's no question about that. That's Thug Rose, Namajunas. There's nobody. I would say behind Joanna Jacek, Thug Rose probably has the best technical and vicious striking in the women's division. So I'm gonna go with Thug Rose.
Yeah, I mean, from everything I've seen from Thug Rose too, that's definitely a huge strength of hers, and it's probably going to play a big part. She's been actually pretty more precise and clean. Just her last two fights I saw, I feel like she's going to, she's going to fare much better this time around against Tisha in terms of striking. All right, grappling. What you think of grappling? Who's going to be better here?
You know what? I want to give the edge to Thug Rose because she's displayed in the past sick armbar, flying armbars. From standing, transition well from different submissions, left and right, going to the legs, going to the arms, going for triangles. But I cannot neglect Tisha Torres' wrestling ability. I come from a wrestling background, and when you have a great wrestling background, you're able to dictate where the fight goes on the ground. So I'm going to have to give Tisha Torres the grappling advantage. I know a lot of people out there are like, shame, Buddy Mouse, shame. But I'm going to have to go with Tisha Torres for the grappling advantage.
All right. Well, it's even 1-1 so far with both of them. All right, defense. So obviously with the grappling advantage from Tisha, defense is going to be really important for Rose. But generally, defense can be both, from standing and from grappling, right? So who do you think has the advantage from the standpoint of striking defense or standing defense?
That's a tough one. I believe both these girls, they go after it. They both go out there. They hold nothing back. They're always throwing different type of combinations, mixing up the wrestling. You know what? I'm going to say Tisha Torres. I kind of find Tisha Torres having a hard time being very timid when she gets off. Thug Rose, she seems to go out there and let it all hang out, also fight out emotions or fighting with their... When I say she fights out emotions, it's not a bad thing. I think once she gets her emotions, which I think she has got her emotions in check, she's just going to be a beast to deal with. So I'm going to give it to Tisha Torres because with her being very hesitant and not just going, I think she's going to be sit back a little bit more, blocking and waiting for things to appear for themselves.
All right, so how about on the ground? Who's going to have the advantage there from a defensive standpoint?
Well, I don't know. That's a very big question, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't seen Rose in a position where she's had to get out of, just been in that kind of situation where she's gonna had to get out of some type of disadvantage, like on the ground. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But for now, let's give Tisha the advantage here. There we go. And all right, next up we got mental. And given that you keep saying emotion, like Thug Rose keeps fighting with emotion, I kind of feel like the mental advantage is going to go to Taurus here.
You know what? It's kind of hard to say, because I think, me personally, I think that Rose has got her mental capacity in check. I saw it last time. I was there cage side when she fought Paige Van Zandt, and I could see a totally different Rose when she came out. Her striking was on point. She threw straight down the pipe, and she ended up finishing Paige Van Zandt. So I'm gonna have to get the mental capacity to Thug Rose, even though Tisha Torres is undefeated. I see timid in her. I see timid in her last fight. So we'll have to see. The champ doesn't know everything in the world, ladies and gentlemen. So
well,
this is my personal opinion.
Of course you do. What are you talking about? No, I agree. No, Namajunas, Rose, I felt like was really refined in her last fight. I mean, Paige didn't really ever put her in a situation where she was in any kind of trouble. And I don't know if that, really played into just the large amount of confidence that Rose looked like she had during the entire fight. But she didn't seem to overextend. She did her damage on like standing, and then when she got her down, had her on mount. She was just doing lots and lots of damage, just getting elbows in, getting just all kinds of punches in there. Okay, so let's give the mental edge to Rose here. All right, cool. All right, stamina. Ooh, this is a tough one. Stamina.
Yeah, I will give both these guys. I said guys.
Guys. Oh man.
I will give both of them stamina. And who do we go with for the mental?
We went with Rose for mental, right?
Rose, that's right, Rose.
Yeah.
So I will give both of them the stamina. Reason why is because I've never seen either one of these two gas in a fight. So I'm sure they prepared very well for this fight. So I had to go. Both of them have the stamina. To be honest with you, I mean that's my pick right there.
All right, both of them. All right, good deal. Good deal. Oh. That's definitely good. This is coming from Mr. Stamina here. Mr. I never run out of energy, so gotta definitely go with your pick here. Okay, so we got 2 checks on that one. Our first double check. All right, so our picks for this fight. All right, this is the big decision, right? Who are you picking for this fight?
I'm going with Thug Rose.
That's what I'm going with too. All right, so I like the new haircut too, man. I'm still getting used to Rose with like super short hair.
I think it looks good on her, man.
Yeah, I think it does too.
It reminds me of Ridley off of Aliens 3, just a badass chick eating up dudes. So that's what kind of reminds me of.
Totally, man. Totally. Okay, so that's our first fight. That's this is kind of thing we're going to be doing tonight, just going through each one, kind of nailing them down. And then we'll sim some of the fights. I don't know if we're going to sim every single fight. We'll probably do the last 2 just on UFC 2, just so the show doesn't last like 2-3 hours, that sort of thing. But why don't we move on to the next fight, which is, who do we have next here? We've got... looks like we've got Dodson and Gambirian. So your last opponent, Mr. Dodson here, and Gambirian, I haven't actually seen too many of his fights, so not quite as familiar with him. But Dodson, of course, we all know how good of a fighter he is, even though you did quite well making him look like an average fighter. So what do you think of this fight?
I like this matchup. John Dodson coming back up to 135, taking on the Anvil, Manny Gambirian. I think it's going to be a great fight between both these guys. Let's talk about their the things they do best. Dodson coming up from flyweight division. I think the biggest thing is that he doesn't have to worry about the weight cut anymore. Flyweight fighters cutting down to 125, we got to keep a good range. There's stories in the past that Dodson actually gets up to 160 pounds. Wow. I'm not in his camp. That is from the word on the street. Manny Gambirian, that man's fought at 155, fought Nate Diaz.
Yep.
No Stockton slap for him on that fight. I don't think. I have to go watch the videos on demand. And he also fought at 145. Now he's coming out to 135, which I think is a big jump for him. But I think it's gonna make for an interesting fight.
All right, so let's get the rundown for it. We're going to go to the page again here. Give me 1 second. get that ready. But so how did you feel about your fight with Dotson last time while I'm doing this?
I mean, the last fight with Dotson was fun, man. He was talking a lot of stuff, saying I want to hit hard, which is totally fine. Everybody's gonna talk. I mean,
Of course.
at the end of the day, you get an octagon and we get to square it up. But it was good, man. I was very happy with my performance. Went out there and looked at myself, and I was still looking prettier than a motherfucker. So it was a good fight.
That's true. That's all that matters, right? That's the most important thing, man. Don't mess up my face, man. Don't mess up my face. All right, here we go. Dotson Gambirian striking. Okay, well this is a pretty good one. Dotson, I feel like, is an excellent striker. So again, like I'm not super familiar with the Gambirian, so we're gonna have to go with your picks here.
No, I think you hit it right on the theme, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dotson's a striker, man. I mean, he's known for the power he possesses at 125 and also at 135. Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, this man knocked out Teodosha to become the very first ever bantamweight tough finale champion. So you got to give the striking ability to Dotson. He's a southpaw. He moves in good angles. Not taking anything away from Manny Gambirian. He tends to swing heavier. He hits hard. But, I mean, sometimes it's not about how hard you hit. It's about the precision. I believe John Dotson brings that to the octagon. So that's what I'm going to go with, is John Dotson with the striking ability.
All right. Let's give him a check here. Okay, grappling. All right, so this is a good one too. I mean, Dotson's pretty versatile. He can do some good groundwork too. Yep. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Manny Gambirian in this one. Manny Gambirian comes from a judo background. I might be wrong, but I believe it's a judo background. Okay. And he's gonna be the bigger. Well, I don't know if he's gonna be the bigger fighter on Saturday night, because Manny Gambirian is big, but so is John Dotson. But I'm going to have to go with Manny Gambirian. Not saying Dotson cannot grapple, but he tends to like to knock people out. He tells it right in the world.
Yeah, he does.
I'm going to get up, I'm going to knock you out. That's exactly what I'm going to do to you. So I'm going to give it to Manny Gambirian, because I think Manny Gambirian will be comfortable on the ground, and I think Dotson wants no part of that.
Okay. All right, Gambirian's got to check now. All right, defense. All right, so this seems to be it seems that it's going to play a big role, because if Gambirian looks like if he can defend against Dotson striking, then he'll be fine, and if Dotson can defend against Gambirian's wrestling and grappling, then I think he'll be okay. So who do you think is going to actually be better? It's probably a tough one.
Tough, because I mean once again you nailed it, because Dotson's got to avoid the grappling exchange, and Manny Gambirian's got to stay out of there. But the biggest thing is that people got to remember is that the fight always starts on the feet. And so right. Manny Gambirian's got to have good defense, got to be able to get in there, close the distance, and be able to decide what he's going to do with Dotson. Am I going to stay in the pocket and try to, clinch with him, or am I going to try to get in the ground? I'm going to give Manny Gambirian the defense on this, because he's going to need it.
Okay. He's going to need it? Is that why you give it to him?
Yes,
okay.
I'm giving it to him. Right. He's going to need it to get in there and close distance against Dotson and be able to get his hands on him, take him down, and get him into those wrestling exchange to be able to tire him out. That way Dotson doesn't have a lot of punch on his power. So Manny Gambirian, give you the defense, my friend.
All right. Let's give him the good old green check mark for that. Okay, how about defense or mental? The mental edge.
I think the mental edge, it's gonna be, it's gonna be tough for both of them. I think John Dotson, I'm gonna give John Dotson the mental edge. John Dotson's whole entire career success has been amazing. Despite the fact that he's only lost twice to me, which is, I would like to think of myself as I'm not a slouch. Other than that, John Dotson has ran through everybody, out-conditioning them, out-athleticism them, and also knocked them out. So I'm going to give the edge to John Dotson, especially him coming up to a weight class where he doesn't have to cut a lot of weight. He's going to have the speed advantage, so I'm going to give it to John Dotson.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the division, he's seriously only second to you. So I feel like because of that, I mean, mentally, he should be extremely confident. And I would expect him to be quite good in the mental area here. All right, stamina. What you think?
Stamina's hard, because I think Manny Gambirian's having a big weight cut, and John Dotson's coming down to more of a natural weight class for himself. Just because the man used to fight at 125 does not mean it was natural. Like I said before, in the past, the rumors around the world say that the man gets up to 155 to 160.
Wow. That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
That is a huge weight
Yeah.
cut. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give the advantage to John Dotson because John Dotson is fighting at a more natural weight. I don't think he has to drain himself to make 135,
Mhm.
and I think you guys are gonna see a faster John Dotson when he comes out there.
All right. Okay, so 3 checks for Dodson. Does that mean you're picking Dodson then?
Absolutely, I'm gonna pick John
Okay.
Dotson to win this fight. If he wins this fight, it's going to be most likely a knockout. That's my opinion. I think he's going to
Okay.
catch Manny Gurbian overextending, land that the left shot he likes to land. He's
Hmm.
a southpaw, and he'll get the win.
So you think he's going to actually knock him out? You don't think it's going to go to a decision? All
No.
right.
He's going
Cool.
to knock him out.
All right.
I
All
love
right.
Manny Gurbian. Me and Manny Gurbian go way back to WC days.
All right. Good deal. Good deal. Okay, so that's 2 fights down. Now we've got Cub Swanson and Hackman Diaz here. So this one's gonna play out pretty well too. Let me get this one up here. It's a featherweight battle that we're gonna have, and we're gonna actually play this one on the game here right after we, I guess, analyze this one. So Cub's coming off a couple fights. Fought 2 really tough fighters. I mean, Edgar and Holloway. They're great fighters in that division, but the last one against Holloway, he looked pretty slow and didn't look like himself, quite honestly. So I'm kind of curious which Swanson's going to show up for this one. What do you think about this battle?
I mean, Cub Swanson's been out for a while, due to injuries. And that's the biggest thing. Yeah, he did kind of look a little sluggish against Max Holloway. You never know. I'm thinking the revised version, the
Okay.
got more pep in his step. Cub Swanson's gonna show up. I spent time with Cub Swanson in Japan.
Mhm.
Shout out to Cub Swanson. Got the killer Cub on the phone. I think he's gonna do good this time around, just because he's had time off. He's had time to rethink his life, rethink his career, and put himself in a place where he's gonna be able to thrive. And I think you're going to see it. And Harkin Diaz comes from New Vietnam, where Josie Allo trains, Hina Barao trains. Great camp. And he's a tough fighter as well. But I see Cub Swanson get it. But let's break it down, my friend. Let us
All right.
break
Yeah,
it
let's
down.
do it. Let's do it. All right, let me bring this puppy up here. Yeah, Hacker, like Diaz, I feel like Diaz hasn't quite fought to his potential yet. Like all the fights I've seen from him so far, and this could be it. This could be a breakthrough fight for him. Okay, here we go. All right, got it up here. Striking. All right, let's talk about striking.
The striking is going to be interesting. Just the fact that Cub Swanson's broke his hand a couple times. Harkin Diaz is a great striker as well. Mixes up good punches with kicks. I'm going to give the speed advantage in the striking department to Cub Swanson. But I don't want to say Harkin Diaz is far from him. But the one thing that I like about Cub Swanson is how he moves in angles. He likes to box. Yeah. And I remember his knockout against Dennis Seaver. He threw the 1-2. Dennis Seaver threw a wild hook. He ducked over it, came back, hit him with the cross.
Nice.
So with him taking angles and ducking and what I've seen in the past, I got to go with Cub Swanson.
All right. Yeah, I think I would agree with that too. Just again, like I think just Swanson just likes to be on his feet, likes to be boxing with you, and Diaz, he likes a little bit of both. I mean, I've seen him, prefer just trying to, taking the guy to the ground a little bit quicker, and so I think just Swanson being the preferred fighter on his feet is gonna give him a check mark there. Okay, grappling. All right, what do you think about this one?
Grappling is a little tough, just like you said. Harkin Diaz, he's pretty decent on the feet. He likes, the kicks, the knees, flying knees. I believe they both have a high belt ranking in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not 100% sure. I wouldn't be surprised if both these guys are black belts. Nowadays, everybody's black belt.
Yeah, it seems like exactly. Doesn't mean
this,
as much as it used to.
This is a tough one. I would say the only time I've seen Cub Swanson in trouble is when he's on his back, against Frankie Ager. Max Holloway, he really didn't get put there, but I know sometimes I don't like Cub on his back. I don't like it. I'm not saying he can't defend himself, but I like Cub on his feet where he can move, use his long range, use his speed, his boxing. I know he works with a great boxing coach, but I'm going to give this grappling exchange to Harkin Diaz.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that too. With Swanson, I've just seen him more in a. I mean, we're gonna get to defense in a second. But I've seen him more in a defensive position when it comes to being on the ground, like his last few fights. So, from an offensive standpoint, I guess this is what this category is. I would give Diaz the advantage on this one. Okay, defense. What do you think about defense? On their feet, what do you think?
I think the defense on the feet is going to come to Cub Swanson because he's going to use his angles. He's going to use his footwork. He's going to be lighter on his feet. He's going to be in and out, using that jab, setting things up. That's what I can see from Cub Swanson. I think Harkin Diaz is going to have great defense by blocking. He tends to like to block high, also block with the right hand up and put his hands out. Okay. That's a great defensive mechanism, but it's also a defense mechanism to keep an opponent away instead of using angles, footwork to allow your opponent to fall into traps, almost like what Conor McGregor does.
Right.
So
right.
I'm going to have to go with defensive Cub Swanson. He's good on the feet, moving. I think he's going to have the speed advantage on the feet for against Harkin Diaz.
Okay, how about on the ground? What do you think?
On the ground, I'm going to give it... Oh, that's tough.
That is pretty tough. Even on that one, actually. But I've seen.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
I've seen Cub get out of a lot of pretty difficult situations, but Diaz, I think he's pretty solid in both. I mean, I've seen him offensively and defensively recently, so it's kind of a tie for me. So I think defensive wise, probably goes to Swanson. What do you think?
Agreed. I agree with you.
All right, there we go. Mental. Okay, so this kind of plays in. Cubs coming off of 2 losses in a row, like. You think that? So you did mention he's gonna be on a really long rest or coming from a long rest, but do you think it still might haunt him a little bit when he gets in the ring? That like the last 2 fights weren't successful at all for him.
I don't want to say it's gonna haunt him that he hasn't been that the 2 fights. His previous 2 fights he's coming off losses is going to haunt him. Yeah. I think the thing that's going to haunt him is, I don't think nothing's going to haunt him. I think the only thing he might second guess is, I remember he made a comment when he fought Frankie Edgar, his jaw was already broke in the fight, I think.
Yeah.
And then Frankie Edgar put that choke on and was about to wrench it, and he was like, fuck this, dude. I'm not going to have a broken jaw. I had a broken jaw before. Now my jaw was wired shut for 6 weeks or 12 weeks. So if there's any type of mental capacity that's lacking in Cub Swanson's mind, it will be that will his body be able to hold up? Will his body be able to stick with his heart and soul and his brain? That's the biggest thing, I think, for the mental capacity. Harkin Diaz, I really don't know because I haven't talked to Harkin Diaz. I've talked to Cub Swanson on multiple occasions, and that's the one thing I hear about when I talk to him is about, I broke this hand, I broke this hand, I broke the quarter bone, wow. I broke this, and it just sucks.
Okay, well, let's go with Swanson on this one then. And then stamina-wise, okay, both these guys seem to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Haven't seen them really push. I mean, Swanson I've seen in some real, some long battles, but I don't think I've seen Diaz in like just 3 rounds just slugging or just a lot of being defensive on the ground, being leaned on, and just being hit on. I don't think I've seen too much of that from Diaz. What do you think?
Yeah, I honestly, I think like the previous one before with Dodson and Manny Gabriel, I think both these guys are finding natural weight classes at 145. I also think these guys aren't draining themselves to get to that weight class, and I think they are both well-conditioned athletes. They both got abs, they both got tris, bis, back muscles. So I think the stamina is going to be good for both those guys. So I don't see anything wrong with giving both these guys a check for stamina.
All right, sounds good to me too. Okay, and our pick, and one of these times our pick is going to be opposite of where the check marks are. But this one,
we just keep it real.
I know this one's 4-2, right? So I think it's pretty obvious where we're going on this one.
Yeah, Cub Swanson. Killer Cub.
Exactly. I'm picking that one too. All right, so let's actually sim this one. Let's actually go into the game. So we got to play some games. We're on Twitch, right? So why don't we sim this fight, and then we'll sim the next fight too. Let's go into the game here. Actually, where is it?
I already taken care of it, brother. I'm sending the invite right now.
I have it somewhere. Uh-oh. I might have to... give me a second, guys. My Xbox just, stopped on me, so I gotta restart it real quick. Gonna have to invite it, but... Yeah, so in the meantime, guys, if you guys have any questions, we're gonna do some Q&A at the end of the show. You can ask either of us any of the questions. You can ask, the champ here how everything's going, or, how he's gonna beat Cahuto, or next week or anything like that, by tweeting at ChanManV or at Mighty Mouse UFC. And
tweet to him. Don't tweet to me.
Tweet to me. Okay, tweet to me at ChanManV. Yeah, exactly.
And shout out to Scarlet Speedster for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys so much. I want to take a second to thank ChanManV for actually reaching out to me to wanting to do this. I know a lot of you guys like the breakdowns of the fights, and now we have the opportunity to break these fights down via Twitch, and also we can break the fights down via UFC 2. So thank you to ChanManV, and thank you guys for being here. And hopefully this series takes off and we can keep doing it every single time.
Yeah, I mean, our plan is to have some guests like in the near future, and some other guests, some fighter guests, and that sort of thing. And just really happy. I've always enjoyed all your breakdowns after fights. So I mean, that was one of the reasons why I was just like, oh, you know what? It'd be awesome if we just kind of like put a show together and just kind of did this for everybody. And yeah, it'd be cool. So this is exciting. It's our first episode. All right, here we go. Got the game going. Let me why don't you invite me real quick, and then.
Already had you, brother. Already sent you that.
Did you?
Let me know if you can be sitting again.
Do it again.
Okay.
The logistics of playing. All right.
Everyone's gonna be pissed off. You never play with me, ladies and gentlemen. I am a Street Fighter man, but
you're a Street Fighter man. Oh, actually, I need to log in real quick. That's what happened. Okay. Good old Xbox. But those of you who have never played UFC 2, you guys should try it out. It's like if you like just whacking people with kicks and whatnot, this is like perfect for you. Oh, hold on, connecting to the server real quick. But yeah, it's got all the fighters. Actually, it surprised me that it had every single fighter that we were going to look at, but it literally has the entire UFC roster on it. So any of your favorite fighters is going to be perfect. What happened? It's having some trouble connecting here. Okay, there we go. We had this set up, guys. I'm just sorry for taking a little bit of time. I think it when it's idle for too long, it just like logs out or whatnot. So still waiting here. Actually, let's see if there's a question. Why don't we take a question actually while we're doing this?
Let's see, y'all got a question? Let me see.
Okay, so Moss Windu has a question. Data 5000 says he is interested in fighting again in 2017 after he claimed to have died in the cage versus Kimbo. Any thoughts on that?
I guess he wants to go back to heaven. That's what he thinks about that.
That was
rough.
I don't know what to say about that fight, actually. Okay, I'm in now. You want to invite me again?
Oh, yep. I'll see you in a
That fight was sad. And then like the results of it, just finding out that he was like had his heart had stopped is even like crazier.
Yeah, and the fact that what's his name, Kimbo Slice popped for steroids. And that just shows you, ladies and gentlemen,
oh man, that's just
steroids are bad. Don't do steroids; they're bad for you. Drugs are bad.
Okay, there you go. I see it. All right, here we go. Starting up.
I'm being Cub Swanson called it.
Oh, okay. All right, sure. Here we go. Let me find Diaz here. All right. So, where am I? There we go. Hey. Okay, Diaz. Where's
my man, Cub Swanson? There he is.
Swanson's there. I just saw him. Okay, so we're gonna go to Diaz. There we go. All right, let's do this. All right, let me turn on the sound. I muted it for a second here. You ready to go down, dude?
No, I ain't going down. Like I just picked the winner, damn it.
Yeah. Okay. This is a video game, all right. This is not real life. Okay.
So,
here we go.
When we go through this, I'm going to do my best to simulate what I believe Cub Swanson needs to do to win this fight, which is just knock him out. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Oh, God. That's easy for you. Man, all right. I guess I'll try to mix up a little bit of everything here. All right. Bruce.
Buffer.
Best.
My bad.
Best in the business, man. Best in the business. All right, here we go. All right, we got to see what the superpowers are for Diaz. I'm not sure what they are.
Here we go, boys.
We're not touching. We're not touching none of that sportsmanship stuff.
Like I said, Cub Swanson needs to keep the range, use his jab, his hooks, his combinations, and not get rocked like that. All my stamina is So as for me picking both these guys have stamina, they can have it.
Oh, There we go. There we go.
Good Lord.
Oh, look at that. Four punch combo.
Good Lord, block.
Oh,
and
yeah, baby.
And he's already rocked.
Baby.
Hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully this doesn't happen.
Oh, man. That was
kind of rocked out. And
God, those punches or those kicks are so slow. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Oh, man. Jeez. So you have to. So those who never played this game, you gotta wait for the bar to re. There's an energy bar, and then there's like a total. It's like a total energy bar too that wears down after a while. Oh my gosh, that's nice.
All right, I never seen Cubs punch do that before. Hope we can do it on Saturday.
Oh, come on. Dude.
Samrock.
Oh. Dude. Hey. All right, taking you down, man.
So,
taking you down, boy. Here we go.
This is what Diaz needs to do
this is
to be able to make this fight more interesting.
Posturing up. Ground and pound.
Cub swats it to the ground and do a ground and pound. If he's able to do that, ladies and gentlemen, he will win this fight, just like he just did there.
Yeah. When you get that top mount position, man, it's just gonna be tough. But it's brutal, man. I actually only hit you like once. Man, where's the resilience, Cub? Where's the resilience?
Hey. Give Cub some respect.
I'm just kidding.
I know.
All right. Well, that was kind of fun. Let's
said rigged.
Rigged? All right, let's move on to the next fight we got. And the next fight we got is the main event, which we have Teixeira and Evans. Let me get that up here. Teixeira versus Evans. All right. So Glover versus Rashad, yeah. Okay, so first thoughts on this matchup. What do you think?
I like it, man. Be able to see Rashad Evans.
God, I love watching him fight. He's so good.
Yeah, Sugar to come back to it. Sugar, you so sweet. He's back in the octagon. He had a rough last fight against Ryan Bader. He had ACL surgery. That's something that's unfortunate for an athlete to go through, but he went through it, and now he's back taking on Glover Teixeira. Was supposed to take on somebody else, but that person got injured. Totally forgot the guy's name, but looking forward to this. Glover Teixeira comes a man with a lot of power, also great grappling as well. But loving his matchup, loving it.
Yeah, this is going to be great. I mean, Sugar, when he's at his best, he's one of the most athletic fighters that we have in the sport. So hoping his knees recovered and he's going to be fine. But Glover, his power is just crazy. I mean, I've seen him be in just trouble in a fighter, just one of the recent fights, and he just knocks a guy out. I know exactly. He's in trouble. Boom, a 2-punch combo, and the guy's out. So he can definitely change a fight. He's got that 1-punch power, which is awesome. Agreed. Okay, let's go to the analysis page. Oh, actually, I don't have it quite ready. Let me change it up. Sorry about that, guys. It's the first. This is the pilot episode. That's what we're working out, little kinks here. But let's see. Here we go. Let me get it up here. Okay, there we go. It's ready to go here. All right. So striking. This is a good one. Both of them have 1-punch power. I mean, I think both of them could knock out a guy in like a 1 or 2-punch combo. But for me, I think Glover's got a little bit more power. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Glover Teixeira has the power advantage, but we cannot deny and neglect or Sugar Rashad Evans' speed advantage in the striking department. When he knocked out Chuck Liddell, it was probably one of the nastiest knockouts I've ever seen.
Oh man, that was classic.
The UFC. But I'm gonna have to go with along with you, Glover Teixeira. I mean, he went toe to toe with Rampage Jackson, one of the hardest hitting people in light heavyweight division. I mean, when Rashad and Rampage fought, Rashad took Rampage down. He didn't want nothing to do with the stand up, but this showed that Glover stood up with Rampage and dropped Rampage, I think once or twice. Shows that I will give Glover Teixeira the striking advantage.
Yep, definitely agree. Okay, grappling. This one I gotta give it to Rashad. I think Rashad. They're both pretty good on the floor, but I mean, I've always known Rashad as more of a wrestler than a striker, even though he's become just an amazing striker over the years. But I've always thought of him as that. What do you think?
Yeah, I give the grappling advantage to Sugar Rashad Evans. He is one of the fighters at light heavyweight who's able to mix it up. Even though we didn't give him the striking advantage, does not mean he cannot compete with Glover Teixeira on the striking advantage. He can absolutely do that. But I think Rashad Evans' strong suit is going to be mixing it up, getting what's his name, Glover Teixeira to the ground and making him work, gas him out, and pass his guard. When he gets back up, then open up with the strikes. Yeah. So the grappling's going to go for me is Sugar Rashad Evans.
All right, yeah, agreed. Okay, defense. All right, so this is going to be a good one. Definitely on the feet. You know, I just feel like Sugar. I mean, we've seen him move. His movement's so good. He creates different types of angles. Never lets his opponent just really nail him. You know, center him, nail him down. So, for me, I think Evans got the advantage here.
I'm gonna have to go with Sugar.
That's sugar, right. Sugar, There's a reason why they call him Sugar, guys. All right, so
he's so sweet and smooth.
That's right.
And I agree with you, man. He's always going to be mixing it up. He's always going to be making his opponents think about, is he going to strike? Is he going to take me down? Is he going to take an angle and take me down? Take an angle and throw a couple punch combinations. I mean, when he knocked out Chuck Liddell, he lured Chuck Liddell into that overhand right because Chuck Liddell had to worry about the takedown. So Chuck Liddell was always have his hands down. You know, Chuck Liddell comes from the age of sprawl and brawl.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So his hands are always down. When his hands were down, Sugar was able to come over the top of the overhand right, making him always think about where he's going to be. So defense is going to have to go for me, Sugar Rashad Evans.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, the mental edge. So the mental one can be a combination of just, you know, kind of ring smarts and that sort of thing, as well as confidence. And I think Glover Teixeira has no lacking of confidence. I mean, the looks that he gives to his opponents in the rings are like the freaking best. And as much respect as I have for Rashad Evans and just how smart he is in the ring or the octagon, I got to give it to Glover in this one.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nail. You nailed it right in the coffin. It's going to be hard, you know, especially with Sugar Rashad Evans coming off that loss with Ryan Bader, him maybe not trusting his knee 110%.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be a mental block for him, you know. Even in his last fight when he fought Ryan Bader, it didn't look like he was beat up. It looked like he just got worked. It just looked like he didn't get to the punch quick enough, and that could have been from him not trusting his knee. But Glover Teixeira, he's been on a tear since he lost to John Jones.
Yep.
He took out OSP. That was an amazing fight.
That was amazing. Yeah.
I think Glover Teixeira. I think you win that one too.
All right. Stamina. I mean, like Evans, I think hands down the best stamina. I think between the two. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it's hard because we just saw Glover Teixeira go 5 rounds with OSP, and I'm not sure if he finished them or not. But he was putting on OSP, and OSP is not a small dude. He's not a small light heavyweight. He's a big dude, long wingspan, very tall, and he basically outworked OSP, and he never got tired against John Jones. Now with Sugar Rashad Evans, he's never got tired in my eyes.
I've never seen him tired. Yeah, in a single match.
I've never seen him tired. So we will have to see.
Yeah. Maybe a tie again on this one. Stamina just seems to be always a tie.
Yeah, I agree, right? Well, it's very often you don't see two guys get in there and gas out.
It's not Kimbo and Dada, right, guys? I mean, we're not seeing any of that sort of business in these type of fights where they just like get gassed out after like the first round.
Agreed. And want to take a quick second. Motar2K, thank you so much for that donation, my friend. Truly appreciate you donating the stream. This is our first test stream, and truly appreciate it, man. I see it. This is a new thing we're doing. Maybe if the stream is doing well, maybe we'll get sub alerts and donation alerts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Specifically for this stream itself.
Yeah,
for the weigh-in.
Exactly.
But thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Okay, the picks. All right, who are you picking for this? This is actually pretty close. I have a feeling we're going to have different ones on this one.
You know, I don't know. I'm going to have to go with you so sweet, Sugar Rashad.
All right.
I got to go with Sugar. I got to go with Sugar. I mean, I can't pick against him. He's too fast. He's too sweet. and I think he's gonna come out and win this one. I think his last fight against Ryan Bader, I think it was just him trusting, getting trust back in his knee, and I think this time he's got it, and I think he's gonna be able to pull it off.
All right, well, I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna pick Glover for this one, and I think he's actually gonna catch Rashad once with one of his rights and hurt Rashad. So I don't know if he's gonna take him out completely, but I think he's gonna hurt Rashad a few times in this fight, and I think it's gonna give him enough, like in a decision. I think he's gonna go the distance, but yeah, Glover's gonna take it. So that's our first fight that we actually disagree on. We'll have to see who ends up winning this one next time we meet up. All right, so let's fight. Let's do this one. Let's do this fight. Oh, okay. So, got me out again. See, it's every time it goes idle. Man. Oh no, okay. We're still in here. Okay, cool.
Yep. And I just sent you the invite.
All right, cool. Let me just do it. Oh, didn't do it. All right, do it one more time. I heard it, but it didn't do anything. Maybe do I have to get out of this fight first? Maybe? Yeah, let me get out of this fight. Okay. All right, who are you gonna pick? You're gonna. So I should pick his share.
I'm gonna pick the person
I win. That's right. Okay,
that makes sense. Rashad Evans.
That makes sense. Look at that. They're like the front of this game, man. Like...
I got a sweet tooth, my friend. I'm taking with the sugar.
I usually love all the sugar fighters. So. Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay.
And I'm going to pick the champion edition for Sugar Rashad Evans because he was champion in light heavyweight. Just going to throw that gold on his pants.
Nice. Okay, let's see. What choice is this share? He's got gold too. Okay, but... All right, we'll pick this one. Here we go. All right. Better watch out for my...
I got to watch out for
right hand.
I got to watch out for his damn right hand.
Yeah.
That's the thing I got to watch out for.
He just has to tag it one time, man. Just stuns you. Makes your body collapse, dude. Here we go.
People said I should ask you to get Thornton. Thorn?
No.
Who is Thorn? Who the hell is that?
Thorn's a friend of mine who's he's an analyst for CS:GO, and he's famous for getting fired from a job on one of my shows, like for what he said on one of my shows. So he's a very outspoken person. Let's just put it that way.
I respect it.
He's a good guy though. He actually loves sport. I don't think he's into fighting though. He's really into basketball though, like sports world. All right, here we go. All right.
Now remember, Sugar, he's fast now. He's fast, and we got the takedown here. Sugar also has the defense. I can't. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there it is. Hey.
Oh man.
Come on now. Come on, Sugar. Come on, baby.
Come on. Oh, where's my super? He doesn't have a Superman punch. Of course he doesn't. He's so
there it
slow.
is. He knocked him. He rocked him. So now when you get in there.
Whoa.
Hold up. He's got to follow it up.
Oh, covering up. Oh.
And don't be surprised if you see Glover Teixeira initiate their grappling exchange. I mean, the man is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I could be wrong. But let's not forget.
Oh, no. Oh, I thought you were going to pick me up there.
Which can happen. Glover Teixeira has great takedown defense. If you guys haven't seen him fight in the past, let me get my stamina back up, damn it.
All right.
And over here, right there
man.
is. Yeah, it's the same shot he knocked out. What's his name? Chuckadell with.
Almost got you down there.
See, I gotta learn how to freaking do double leg.
Oh my
gosh.
Oh.
What are you doing, Sugar? What you doing now?
Oh man, you bending down just so my body shots can hit you in the head, man. Oh. I feel like we're playing Mike Tyson's Punch out there, man. I'm just like uppercut. Oh no. No way.
Hip toss, here we go. Hip
toss. Oh man. That's brutal.
He's gotta get the north-south. Let's see.
Oh man. Come on, give me the sprawl. Give me the sprawl, baby.
Oh,
get back in sprawl. Half guard. Right, I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this. No, we going back. Get up. Oh, come on. Oh no.
Come on now.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, go full guard. Go full guard.
Start punching.
No, punch. Get me back up, baby.
Once you get in the cage, you guys stay right on him. You guys stay on him and keep the pressure.
Ooh. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's
Yeah,
tired.
Glover has
I'm
no
going for it.
big
I'm
kicks,
going
man.
for
I
it.
don't know what's going on here. Hey, stay away from me. Oh yeah. I just kicked you with my thigh.
Come on.
I don't think I've ever knocked anybody by damaging their leg enough.
I don't think I have either. Uh-oh. Come on, stay
Oh
focused.
yeah. Oh
Stay
yeah.
focused.
Okay, I'm dead tired now. I'm dead tired. Jet. Stick. Oh, nice. All right, I gotta kick the legs when that happens.
Get on him. You got
Sweep the legs. Sweep the legs. Glover.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. Oh, that head is red.
so
Both
tired.
heads are red.
We're so
They're
tired.
going. Oh.
Oh, that's the first time we went to a second
Yeah,
round.
that's true. That's true. Not bad. Not bad. Gosh, we were both pretty much one decent punch from knocking each other out. Both of our heads were like bright red. Yeah, those of you that never played this game, basically your body, where it shows your body, kind of tells you how injured you are in certain areas. And there's not like a health bar or anything like that. That's basically what tells you if you're about to go down or not.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it.
And so the bar that you see is just like energy. So you have a total energy bank that slowly decreases as you just start swinging away, and then you have one that just like amount of energy that you have that recharges.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the biggest learning curve for a lot of people who play this game, and for myself. You know, when I'm in here and I'm fighting, I'm like, I can't be paying attention to my stamina bar. I do enough of that stamina bar watching when I'm playing the Dark Souls series. Shout out to Dark Souls 3 and Bandai.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny.
Take this. Yeah.
Oh. I'm so used to like the middleweights that got those, the double kicks and stuff. Oh yeah, babe. Oh yeah. We going right hand. Oh, I just barely missed you. Oh, that would have been huge. Oh, there we go. Oh, right hand, baby. Oh! Oh, I've got no more energy. Dang it. Cover up, cover up. All right, here we go. Oh, come on. Oh, no. It's blinking. That's not good. That's not good. Okay.
So damn slow across the distance.
Oh, got it. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Oh, man. Oh, how did that? I didn't even hit you there. That's weird. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm staying in there. I'm going to get it.
Come on, baby. Come on. Get him down. Come on. I got no energy left. Oh, man. That was close. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go.
Get up, sugar.
Come on, jump on. Jump on.
No.
There we go. Oh. Yeah.
And like you said, you picked Glover Teixeira to win that fight.
Right,
So that can
I did. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a right hand. It's gonna hurt Rashad, but I don't think Rashad will go down. I mean, like go out though. I think.
You better not go out.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Good deal, man. That was fun. Yeah. That was definitely a good time.
Absolutely, man. Let's
take some Q&A.
Questions. Down the questions we did, right? Those are all the fights we're gonna do.
Yeah, those are all the fights. So why don't we take some questions? And again, guys, those in chat, you can tweet your questions to @ChanManV, and I'll go ahead and read some out here. Okay. Get some.
And if you guys have questions, it's not always about me. If you guys have questions about ChanMan,
yeah, of course.
Hit him up with some questions too, guys.
It's all good. See, Mighty Mouse, would you and Chance Morris ever fight on UFC 2 again?
Chance Morris? Who the hell is Chance Morris?
I have no idea. I was thinking maybe you would know. Actually, we'll take questions from Twitch chat too.
Yeah.
That's if you guys want to ask in chat too, we'll be looking there.
Shrugs Levy, you need to check Wikipedia. We don't know how big Lexington Steele's penis is. Okay, stop asking us about that.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, Chance is soda popping.
Oh, Chance. Oh, well, that's right. I should know better. Yeah, it's soda.
I didn't know that.
That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. You guys were fighting. I was watching the stream that day that you guys were fighting. The middleweights, man. They have the middleweights, and just around that area, they have like the double kicks and stuff, man. Those are the crazy fights. What do you guys think of Khabib's fight? Ooh, that's a good question. Jason asked that. Ebola Poro. I don't know. What do you think? I actually don't know much about Horsher. So I know a lot of people were just like, who is this guy? I can't believe they just like threw this guy up against Khabib. But do you know anything about him?
I don't know anything about Horcher. That's why one of the reasons why I didn't want to touch on that fight. But I'm excited to see Khabib Nurmagomedov, the man who wrestles bears when he was a kid, back in the octagon. I mean, the man's been out of the business for 2 years with just injuries after injuries after injuries. So it's going to be nice and fresh to see him to get in there to fight. You know, with this fight, I'm not even going to gauge Khabib's skill set or any of that. I expect Khabib to go blow this guy out, but anything can happen. It's a fight. A fight's a fight. But I'm just looking to see Khabib get in there, be able to just get his feet on the canvas. That's what I want to see.
That's right. I hope that Ferguson fight happens soon after. They were talking a lot of trash, so it would have been pretty sweet to actually have it happen. But Khabib has a move that I freaking love. Is when he ducks down, throws that overhand right, and then it leads into the takedown if he actually even misses on the overhead right. Oh, it's like really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. On a scale from 1 to 10, Tokyo Ska asks, how annoying is USADA?
USADA, they're not ignoring it at all. You know, see, that's the thing. My USADA handler is awesome. She's a chick. I'm trying to get her to subscribe to the channel because she watches us on Twitch.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So they're awesome, man. I mean, I appreciate you, USADA, coming into the sport, making sure we are all competing clean. Like I tell everybody, I don't take any protein supplements. Only thing I eat is nuts and more. Shout out to Nuts and More. Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's high protein in my body. Other than that, it's chicken, greens, and some type of carbohydrate. So I'm happy for USADA keeping their nose in everybody's business.
All right. Pistol 3 Keeper asks, questions for Demetrious. Would you move up to 135 to fight Cruz at UFC 205 at Madison Square Garden? Ooh, that's a good one. That's
a good one. It also seems like I get a good paycheck.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's all about the money,
as right now, you know, I'm focused on Henry Cejudo. Then after that, after my fight, you know, I'm never attached to the outcome of my fight. So I think after my fight, I'll be focused on coming home, getting better as a mixed martial artist, getting back up with ChanManV, hopefully doing a weigh-in episode number 2, and
we got a lot of good fights after your fight too.
Yeah, a lot of good fights. We got the UFC 199. We got Manny Gabriel taking on Thomas Almeida. So yes, if that's down the line and the paycheck's right, well, I wouldn't mind doing it. But right now, I'm focused on Henry Cejudo and the future.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. What are your thoughts on, of course, Conor McGregor? What do you think of him? I guess that's a pretty vague question, but let's break it down into what do you think of him as a fighter?
I think Conor McGregor is a great fighter. Ever since I saw him fight the very first time, I thought he was good. How he moved angles. He's a counterpuncher, so he likes to walk people in their traps. But as I've seen his skill develop over time, he's been able to put people away with his left hand, like he did with Dennis Seaver. But I think he's a great fighter, man. I've always thought he understands distance. There's a lot of people out there who just fight, but a true great fighter understands distance. When you look at somebody, you say, okay, he understands distance. Okay, you got a nod in my book.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have his hand. What do you think of him basically what do you think of him going straight into a rematch with Diaz again?
That's going to be a tough fight.
That was tough, man. I was kind of surprised, actually. I was surprised he would just jump right back into a Diaz fight. But, man, if he can pull it off, he's going to have to grind it. There's, like, no way to beat Nate except for, or Diaz, except for to just, like, grind it away. So, Conor got gassed last fight, so
he thought he was gonna put that man away without a shot.
He did, and he just threw twice as many shots in the first round.
I was there cage side, and I was like, he about to bury this man in the desert, and I think he needs a shovel sponsorship. I'm gonna see if I can get him a shovel sponsorship.
Well, he took it, man. He took it. That's the thing about the Diaz brothers, man. They can take hits. Okay, let's see.
Here's one for you, ChanManV. Have you ever been to a live UFC event?
Never been to a live UFC event, but I followed UFC since the very first one. So I've watched a crap load of you. I've seen it when it was just ridiculous. People, nut shotting each other and like just bashing each other. And people, I don't know how they used to run the brackets. UFC used to be like an 8-man bracket, and you had to finish it in the same day. I mean, that was nuts back then. But yeah, so I used to watch it back when it was like kind of the dirty, gory days. But yeah, I'd like to go though. I definitely like to go. It's just, you know how it is. It's just sometimes with the family stuff, it's hard to kind of align a trip to like Vegas or align, you know, just where all the big
We can
UFCs
make
are
it
at.
happen.
That's right.
We can
Actually,
make it
Tampa's not that far from here, so I should make it up to Tampa one of these days and watch
happen.
it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. How about a couple more here, and then we'll call it a day here. See anything else here in Twitch chat? Let me check Twitter real quick. Nothing on Twitter. What's your favorite RPG?
My favorite
and why
RPG.
is it Pac-Man?
And why is it what?
Why is it Pac-Man?
It ain't no damn
Pac-Man's RPG? I never knew that.
First off, the person who asked me the question, you need to bite your tongue. Then go in the bathroom and wash your mouth out with soap. I prefer Dove soap or Lever 2000.
Oh my
First,
gosh.
Pac-Man is not an RPG. One of my favorite RPGs is probably Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy X, 10 with Titus, or Final Fantasy 3 or 6, depending on if it's Japanese version or American version. I like turn-based RPG. So the new Final Fantasy 15 that's coming out, not a big fan of it just because I feel like it got away from the essence of Japanese RPG back in 1995. Yes, I know the champ is stuck back in fucking the 95s, and Dark Souls is not considered RPG. It's an action adventure based game.
Wow. I like the designation, man. That's the clarification. That's definitely great, man.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are asking what games I play, just if you're not familiar. Overwatch, Hearthstone, I'm heavily affiliated with. So if you ever come catch that, I actually play a lot of games, but on stream, it's just like if you're a Hearthstone streamer, literally, if you stream anything else, you just like, boom, you get like 80% less viewers. I mean, anything else, literally. So it's so hard for me to stream anything else. But I do play some UFC, play some NBA 2K, a little bit of everything, honestly.
There you go. Here's the last question. This one's for you.
Okay.
ChanMan, since you've been watching the UFC since the very beginning, what is your favorite fighter of all time?
Ooh, that's a good question. Favorite fighter of all time.
And that goes way back to what, the 92, 93?
Yeah, there's like certain fights that are, you know, certain fights are great. I mean, some of the Shamrock and Gracie fights were great. But I don't know. Couture is one of my favorites. Randy. Crow Cop's one of my favorites.
Woo-wee.
I mean, those kicks. I mean, you gotta love those knockout kicks, right? I would say one of those. Either Couture or Crow Cop are probably one of my favorites.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it, guys, for our first episode. You know, thanks to everybody for tuning in. Obviously, thanks for Demetrious for doing this with me. And, you know, I'm going to be channeling all my powers over to you, man, next week. And I can't wait to see. I'll be watching it live, too. So, you know, best of luck to you. I'm sure you're going to do well. So, you know, you don't need my luck.
Hey, now, everything counts, man. And I want to take time to thank you once again for being able to make this happen and getting all this up and running and the overlays. Ladies and gentlemen, next time when we do this, the stream will be hosting on ChanMan stream. That way you guys go over here and support that man as well. Make sure you give ChanMan a follow, ChanManV a follow. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to getting some Twitch alerts made up for this stream, and also hopefully some more stuff. That way we can make it up, and maybe, who knows, guys, we might be doing the post-fight breakdown of this stream. Yeah, so right now we're just focused on like pre-fight, just from a scheduling standpoint, because, you know, the fights are always super late, right? The main card's usually at like 1 a.m. Eastern, so there's not a lot of people that will watch, you know, or at least are on Twitch that late at night. So the timings of fight day type of shows is a little bit more difficult. But what I think at least we'll start off doing is we'll have the show, obviously do what we did tonight, and then maybe after the next fight, or once we start going, we'll do a quick post, you know, just kind of review of the previous fight and just kind of how it went and what we thought of it, and then we'll go into just analyzing the next fight, maybe something like that. But definitely in the future, though, we're looking to have guests and, you know, just have some more fun. That's what we want to do on this show. Just have fun, talk UFC, or just MMA generally. And just start something new on Twitch. You know, there's nothing like this on Twitch yet. So hopefully you guys will support us and continue watching. Yep, totally agree. I told him we're trying to get Joe Rogan. But other than that, guys. That would be pretty sweet, man.
That would be
I'm
pretty
Demetrious
sweet.
Johnson, and that's Chan Man, and
Yeah.
we'll see you guys next time.
All right, peace.